In this video, we are going to discuss structures and union in C. First, let us start with the structures. So the general format of the structure is given here. Struct, tag name. So data type, member 1, member 2. So you have any type of data you can store in this structure. Structure is a user-defined data type. So we will see with a simple example. So in this example, so here we are using struct marks. So in this, we are having four variables: int, subject1, sub1, sub2, and sub3, and total. So here the size of the structure is the sum of the variables. So the integer size of the integer is 2. So we are here storing 4 integer variables. So the size of the structure marks will be 8 here. And how to declare the structure? So the structure is declared outside the main structure is defined outside the main program, and within the main program we are going to declare the structure. And here one more thing, in this structure here we are using an array of structure. So how to declare the structure? The variable that is within the main program, struct marks student of 3. So we have to declare. How to declare the structure? Structure, the name of the structure. Name of the structure is marks, and student. Student is the variable of type marks structure. So here I am using the array of structure. So that means, so student of 3, up to maximum of 3 student details I can enter. So that is a name, that is the meaning of that student of 3, array of structure. Here in this line, one more thing is given here is the structure, how to initialize the structure. So the declaration itself, we have declared, and in the declaration itself, we have initialized the structure values. That is, 4 values, 4 variables are used within the structure: sub1, sub2, sub3, total. So because of that, 4 values are given for each record. 45 is allotted to subject 1, 67 is allotted to subject 2, and 81 is allotted to subject 3, and 0 is for total. That is for student of first record. So student of second record is 75, 53, 69, and 0. Student of third record is 57, 36, 71, and 0. So using the for loop, so we are going to add the total of all the marks obtained by the individual student. So that is given. So for I equal to student of 0, so student of 0th detail is added, and subject 1 plus subject 2 plus subject 3 is added and stored in the student of 0, that is student of I dot total, and it is printed. So using the for loop, we are printing all the students' details. So the output is given here. So only I have displayed only the marks obtained by the each and every student. Student of first student is receiving the total mark is, if you sum up 45 plus 67 plus 81, you will get the total 193. The same way for the second student and third student. So this is the simple example. And the same way, so in this program, I will show you how to declare the structure and how to initialize the structure, and what is the array of structure, and how to define the structure. All these concepts are explained in this program. So the next program, the same way, instead of initializing the values, we can get it through the keyboard. The same program I have modified. So the same thing. So one extra thing is added here, that is name of 20. Name is also added, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, and the total. So and the structure is defined, and within this main program, the same array of structure student 3 is used. So they enter the name of the student, and we are receiving the student name using scanf statement, and with the help of printf statement, so we are getting the input from the keyboard. Student of I dot mark 1 ampersand. How to get the, how to access the structure variables, that is done with the help of ampersand. So that is using the scanf statement I am receiving. So student is the structure variable, student of ampersand, student of I dot mark 1, that is available within the for loop. So in this previous, so within the for loop, I'm using this program. So student of I dot ampersand, student of I dot mark 1, ampersand, student of I dot mark 2, ampersand, student of I dot mark 3. So I am getting the mark for the first student and the second student and third student in the for loop. And each and every student mark is added and it is stored in the student of I dot total. So once the values are received and student total is calculated, using again the for loop structure, I am printing all the values. The output is given here. So here I have received and enter the name of the student, name Kala. So and mark 3 marks obtained. The same way 3 student mark is obtained. Finally, the results are displayed like this. So this is the example 2 for structure concept. So now let us come to the union concept. So union is also this union's definition is union syntax is the same as your structure definition, but the difference between the structure and union is in the memory allocation. The size of the structure is the sum of the is the sum of the variables stored in the structure. So for example, in this example, the size of the structure here is mark is int occupy 2 bytes. So we have used 4 integer variables. So the size of the structure here is 8 byte. But in the case of union, the memory allocation will be is not the sum of the variables used here. Here the maximum. So the union, in this example, I have used union item. So it contains 3 variables, int m, float x, character c. Int occupies 2 bytes, float occupies 4 bytes, character occupies 1 byte. So the size of the item here is 4 byte because the maximum allocation variable will be the size of the union. And one more thing, so within this 4 byte only, all the other variables are accommodated. So that is explained in this diagram. So for example, so 1000th location to 1004, the size 4 byte is allocated. So at a time, only one variable will be printed here, allocated. So character occupy 1 byte. Within this storage location only, you will you can store the variables. M is allocated within this 2 bytes, and another if you want to store the float variable x, so that will be allocated. So at a time only one variable can be stored here. So that is the difference. But in the case of structure, you can print all the variable because each and every variable is stored in different location. Here all the variables are stored within this 4 bytes only. So because of that, that is the main difference between structure and the union. Only one member will be printed. So this is further explained with another simple example. So let us consider this example program. So here we have used union record. So here I have used first name and last name, and another one is int roll number and int mark. So next, so this is the way we have to declare the structure. So within the program, within the main method, int x union record student of 10. So maximum I have allocated here also I have used array of union. So my variable is student of type record. Record is the union data type. It is the user defined data type. Union is also a user defined data type. So here I'm getting the enter the number of students. The number of students should be less than 10 because the maximum size I have given is 10. So you have to give the values which should be less than 10. So enter the number of students. So we are receiving the input from the keyboard. And next one is student of I dot roll number. So that is printed. So we should not print 0. So because of that, I plus 1 is printed. And student of I dot roll number. Once it is received, that is printed here. And next, print of enter the first name. So that is the received from the keyboard, scan of percentages, student of I dot first name. Similarly, the first name is immediately, once the first name is received from the keyboard, immediately that is displayed on the screen with the help of printf statement. The same way we are receiving the input, last name and marks. So that is a student of I dot last underscore name and student of ampersand, student of I dot mark. For a string variable, we should not use the ampersand symbol. That is why I am using scan of percentages, comma, student of I dot first name. The same way, scan of percentages, student of I dot last name. Ampersand should not be given in the for string data type. And in the case of mark, percentage D, ampersand, student of I dot mark. So we will see how the program output will be. So in the output is here enter the number of student 2. So the roll number is automatically displayed I plus 1. So the first name is Louisa. Immediately first name equal to Louisa. So that is the way given here. First name Louisa. First name percentages. Student of I dot first underscore name. So the next one is enter the last name Mary. So enter the marks 78. The mark is enter the information because I have given only 2 students. Selva. So the second last name is Kumar. So and the last name is printed. Enter the marks 77. So the mark is 77. The output is. So this is a simple example for explaining the structure. So another example, the same program is modified to give you more understanding about the union concept, the same program. So first name, last name, or number mark that is given in the union record. So the same thing is student union record, student of 10 that is declared and enter the number of student. Instead of printing all the variables immediately, one after that is print up, enter the first name, scan of percentages, student of I dot first name, print of, enter the last name, scan of. After receiving all the input and finally I have printed all the output using the again one more for loop. That is the first for loop I am receiving the input from the keyboard. In the second for loop I am using the printf statement and printing it on the screen. Let us see how the output will be. So first name percentages slash tab and last name. So in this way I have given. So we will see how the output will be. So enter the number of student, information for roll number. One is this. That is the input is given. Enter the first name Francis. Enter the last name Arun. So enter the marks 66 and the information for a roll number 2. Enter the first name Francis. Enter the last name Kala. Enter the marks 88. But we are not getting the value Francis Arun and is the first student and the second student is Francis Kala. Instead, only mark alone is printed. The reason is the difference. That is the difference between structure and union. Structure will allocate all the variable immediately because it stores in a different location. But in the case of union, only one variable is occupied in the memory. Because of that reason only, in this program, we are printing using the printf statement. If we print all the variables at a time, only one variable will be printed. But in the previous program and the example 3 program, why we are getting the correct output is, so once we are receiving the input, immediately we are printing it. One variable at a time. Using the union, we can print. If we want to print all the variable at a time, only one variable will be printed. So for this purpose only, so this example 3 and example 4 is taken. So I hope it is clear to you the difference between structure and union. So in the allocating the size, so if you want to get all the details, only one variable will be printed at a time in the case of union because the memory is allocated for only one variable only. That is the main difference between structure and the union. I hope this example will give you the clear detail and the clear difference between union and structure. Thank you.